Take two.
Mhm.
Stop laughing.
Okay.
You're listening to the Paracasual Destiny podcast, episode 52, the Big 5-2. Gosh, pretty soon we're going to be catching up to my age. I think in another 3 years we'll be, actually another 3 episodes or so. Welcome back, everyone. It's been forever since we've been in the air chair here live on the YouTube internet streaming social media outlet thing. We've got everybody in the house today for our special reunion tour. We've got Greenstego. How you doing, Daniel?
I'm doing just fine.
You're sounding great. And we've got Roman numeral 2 Ghost VX2, aka Richard. How you doing, Richard?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, it's good to hear your voice. I mean, we haven't spoken
In a while, yeah.
in a long time. Yeah, it's been too long. And I'm so glad you could join tonight because maybe do a little catching up. Romance Girl, all the way from Texas. How are you, Romance Girl?
I'm all right. Hello.
Are you happy to be back? You don't sound too happy.
I'm pretty happy.
I'm going to say you're on a scale of 1 to 10, you're about 7.5.
Yeah, happy enough.
Happy enough. And the venerable Salliebug broadcasting live from South Kakalaki. She's remote. Can you hear me, Salliebug?
I can hear you.
All right.
Hello, everyone.
And I'm just looking at the live stream here. Yeah, and nobody's watching us, which is nice, so we can use all the foul language we want.
Bleep it in post.
Yeah, so we're back from quite a hiatus for me, not just from podcasting, but from playing Destiny as well. I've only picked up the game in the past week or so here, trying to ease back in. And it's been, well, things got really busy. Of course, it's the end of the school year for us teacher folk. And that's always a really super busy time. Some family obligations on top of that. And just needing a break.
Prolonged illnesses.
Yeah, some illness, getting through the COVIDs, the household COVID cases, things like that. And just, yeah, but I needed to come back, needed to do this again, regardless of whether. Say it?
Yeah. I honestly thought this might be the first season where I actually took a full-on break and I didn't make it. So,
You bought the season?
Destiny, I bought the season. The Disney has a way to pull you back in, They do the right thing by doing that teaser, letting you play the teaser mission. And it's like, well, that
Yes.
was fun enough
I was
that
going to say,
wanted.
I was actually, when you were asking me if you should buy the season, I was thinking, oh, I bet that intro mission is going to pull her right in because that was an awesome opener.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, and and it was new, right? It's like,
Mhm.
well, I could just go back to the throne world and Savathun's throne world and futz around in there some more.
Savathun is old news now.
Because I certainly haven't finished all of that stuff. So I mean, it's not like I left plenty to do on that.
There's always more to do.
in that.
Yeah.
There's always more to do. But I think I feel like I've got a better approach to it now. It's just like, yeah, there's always something to do, but I don't have to be that completionist and get it all done.
Yeah, that's
And
hard
that's
for
it.
me.
Yeah, I've gotten a little more lax as my Destiny career has gone on too. I like that you can take a long break and then sign back in and then just kind of like it's a lot more friendly to people who've taken a break, I think,
Right.
than it was before, and you can kind of just dive in.
And it's like riding a bicycle. You just get back
Yes.
on and everything's so very familiar.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, a lot has happened. I just 1, 2, 3, 4. I just counted 13 of these burger dots here on the highlights and topics. And it's basically just the sort of highlight from the last 2 months worth of twabs.
Let us take you on a retrospective.
Yeah. And I've got like some viral I got some viral messages, notifications, that's what they're called, right? The pop-ups going on over here. Anyway, so since I've been away from the game, a lot has happened, but like Salliebug was just saying, I don't really notice it as much, just hopping in and doing bounties and doing the new seasonal activities. A few things I have noticed. I certainly noticed the increase in vault space right away.
Oh, that's been great.
That just
it's
prolonged my having to
much
like do
appreciated.
anything with my vault.
Yeah, it's like doing the disorder, right? It's like feeding the habit.
It is just
Adding
like,
more lanes
okay,
to the highway.
now I can
You're
just
I
throw
can
more
store more
crap in
shit.
there and not deal with it.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do.
Yeah.
I just until my vault's full, and then I say, okay, I've got 20 of this same weapon that I need to actually do something about.
Right.
Uh,
Now this is there's been a lot of sandbox changes. And again, I did not have time to read through all the details in the last 20 twabs. But they dealt with flinch, airborne, gunplay, glaives, and a lot of weapon balances that are trying to push. I got the gist that they're trying to push, kinetic or primary gunfights in PvP. They don't want any more one shots in there. But that's kind of been on the table for a long time. I was using a glaive today when Salliebug and I were doing the nightmare activity in the Leviathan. I kind of noticed it was a little more weak sauce, the melee. So I don't know if that has anything to do with what they did with glaives.
I've been using my glaive and I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, I just
I was
noticed
gonna
it
say
wasn't.
the opposite too. I just didn't notice any difference.
Yeah.
Like it
It
seemed
might
to
have been
work
because
the
I was
same.
using a different glaive too. I was used to my OP crafted one that I did. I did the
Yes.
Quagan craft.
Right.
on it.
I was
So I
just
was using the
using
new glaive, new legendary.
I was using
glaive.
that new arc one that
Yeah.
just dropped for me, and I didn't notice it being significantly underwhelming.
Uh-huh.
I guess
It's also
that's
craftable.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
See,
Gosh, I
Netherite
haven't.
Whisper.
and that's another
Yes.
change.
I have. Yeah.
The weapons crafting is a lot streamlined, right? There's just a single currency now, pretty much. That and the
Yeah.
alloy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. I haven't actually been to the crafting table
Well,
since
Guardian
being back on
Games
after the
came in.
hiatus.
This is the second Guardian Games in a row that I missed completely. The first one was because of watercress errors. I was getting on Xbox One at the time. If you recall, I couldn't play for like a month. That was my last Destiny break. I was forced to take a break.
That's when my Xbox broke as well.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
At this
Wow.
point, more
Who won
people have
Guardian
negative
Games?
associations with Guardian games.
Who won? Do we know?
Warlock.
Warlocks.
The
Warlocks
Warlocks.
did.
Now everybody has a win. It's the
thought you said
perfect time to
bullocks.
sunset the activity.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder statistically how many people actually participated.
It's
I
funny.
didn't
I did for the
participate this
triumphs.
year.
Like, I wanted the exotic ship from the triumphs, so
Yeah,
So you did. So you
I did
you
like that
play
ship.
on all your characters?
Oh, that's not true. I did
No.
I did a run of the
No,
Special
I played
Strikes
Warlock.
playlist they had for it, and that was actually a lot of fun.
Was it?
I had a lot of fun with that. But I only did that for like a day.
Sound like
Why?
Richard
Why did
grinded
Richard?
the
Why
hell
did you
out of it.
choose? Why did you choose to do it on your Warlock? Just out of curiosity.
Who are you
I was
talking
enjoying
to?
the void. I was enjoying the void.
Oh, okay.
And this
The
season,
Voidlock.
the solo build of my Warlock is really fun. Like, if you see Full Metal Alchemist, yeah, and you got
Yeah.
Mustang with the click, that's the Warlock.
That new ability is really cool.
Yeah. I
I
haven't
got this
tried it
build
out
for it,
yet.
so every time I get like a solo kill, my melee comes back, and then I get kills with that, and grenade keeps coming back, so it's kind of like a pretty good build.
How did
Yeah,
they?
Yeah,
How
I'm
did
gonna
they?
try my war.
I was
I'm
asking.
gonna try my Warlock.
I was asking
Yeah, I
myself,
think
how
I
did
do
they
too.
manage to do that without it being OP, completely broken? Like, just same with the hunter. Like, you do your melee projectile in solar, and it comes right back, and you just go endlessly as long as you're getting kills. Or
The Hunter solo build as well. I got like one where every time I dodge, I heal, and every time I get like solo kill, yeah, it's not a fact mod. So
sounds broken.
it is broken. I did a solo flawless of prophecy with that build.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
isn't that
There's a
Nice.
isn't that
fine line
usual
between
though? They
broken
want
and
people
power
to
fantasy.
have fun with it when they first out. Like they usually, when they put out new stuff, they put it out hot. Like they
Yeah.
want people having
Yeah.
a good
Yeah,
time
have
with
they
it, and
nerfed
having
Well,
fun with
3.0
actually,
it.
there
yet?
was complaint. You weren't here, but there were complaints that solar wasn't powerful enough when it launched.
Yeah, no, they
Oh,
actually
really?
buffed some bits. They actually buffed some
Yeah.
bits.
had to buff it.
Interesting. Wow.
A lot of people were saying it's good. It just doesn't beat Void.
Was
3.0.
underwhelming.
Wow.
Right.
Just compared
I
to
don't-
Void.
That is so interesting.
Well, I mean, honestly, I said that today, didn't I, Neil? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm doing solar because I'm having, I want to try out the new stuff, but I miss my void.
But that's like
subclass.
we mostly play as Void Hunters regardless of the 3.0. So that's
Right.
have to take that into
And
consideration.
I
Solar
played
3.0.
I played very little solar hunter.
I honestly didn't
Even
think
in-
solo was going to
in
be
the
as
other.
good, but I actually love it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so great.
I think that the little tweaks they did also have been very good.
I love
bringing
the
it up to
whole 3.0 system. Honestly, it's so much better than the the tree system they had before with the 3 choices.
Yeah,
That's
now I'm
so much
excited for
better.
Arc because of what they did with Solar and Void.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it'll be
excited
nice to
about
get
it.
to me too. And that's next
Round it
season,
out.
right?
Yes.
As well as hopefully Kingsfall.
Yeah. Speaking of a raid, Richard, have you guys taken advantage of any of the raid or dungeon rotators that they're doing now?
Yeah, I mean the dungeon rotates. The pinnacle is only the final boss though, so we normally just try and look for a checkpoint or get there ourselves.
Oh,
Haven't really bothered with the
it's only
raids,
the
apart
pinnacles are
from-
just the final boss then. So,
Yeah, same with the raids, unless
Okay.
it's obviously Val.
I was getting excited that we might be able to do Garden of Salvation again, and no, Deep Stone Crypt. Wasn't it
Yeah,
Deep Stone
that
that
was the fun.
they
I
removed the
think-
pinnacles from?
I think Pelham and Nicholas and Logan did Deepstone. I just didn't want to do it.
Right. Yeah. But it's unlimited legendary drops, so you can farm the legendaries unlimited as many times as you want. That's what I remember seeing that.
Do you have a chance? So if it's like Vault of Glass, could you farm for Vex Mythoclast?
I think you can farm. I think you can farm Vex. You can't, can't you, Nicholas? Yeah,
Uh,
you can farm them. They're farmable.
Wow. I thought
'Cause
it
I
was
still
just
don't
on
have it.
farming the legendaries. I didn't know you could
But-
farm for Vex.
Tell me how the tell me how the rotators work. So there's the current one that's always
Yeah,
available,
the most
right?
the
And the
latest.
current one, right?
latest
The one that
dungeon,
dropped
right.
with Witch Queen,
The
right?
Val's always pinnacle until
Yeah.
a new raid comes out.
Yeah,
So
the
next
new-
season it'll be King's Fall, and then that'll be in rotation.
Right.
Or Wrath, one of them.
So which one is in the rotation right now?
The Shattered Throne is the weekly dungeon,
Okay.
and the Vault of Glass is the weekly raid. So
You get
Okay.
pinnacles from each of them. for
But that
completing
changes
them.
every week.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it rotates. It's a rotation.
Hmm.
So that adds some spice
actually
for
not sure if
people
that
who
was the
like
right
raids
raid, but-
and dungeons, I think.
I think I'm done with dungeons for a while. Unless you guys want to run on.
Did you do duality?
I've got 79 clears on that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
You
I need a
are a
break.
dungeon meister.
We have 0.
I need you to do Pit of Heresy with me so I can get that dang ghost for Eris Morn.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
I'll,
do that.
I'll hop in on that. I love Pit of Heresy still.
I think duality is a good dungeon, but the first time I did it, it felt like a mini raid. Like it's
I
easily one of the hardest dungeons
Oh,
to do. The mechanics
That's
wise.
fun though.
One thing I did, Cassia,
Hard to solo though.
one thing I did
No.
before I took my break was I did solo Pit of Heresy. Not flawless, but I did solo it. It was kind of fun. Salliebug was sort of backseat gaming, helping me with
Yeah,
it.
I tell you, Neil, if you had a warlock solo build or a hunter solo build, you could flawless that dungeon, easy.
Yeah, you know where I'm gonna
Yeah,
die though. I'm
they
gonna die on
definitely
a jump.
made these builds with solo content in mind.
Because if you go on warlock, you use sun bracers, so you obviously get
I love
loads of
sun
nades.
bracers.
then you melee. That's why I've been using sun bracers.
I've
with
been
the
a
solo
sun
build.
bracers fan since D1
D1 with Viking Funeral.
when they were
It was
called
great.
something else. I think they were called
Sunbreakers.
Sunbreakers back then.
Or
Yeah.
and then
Um,
afterwards, with Taken King, they unlocked the Solar Titan Sunbreaker class, and that
So you guys
so they
guys
had to
have
come up
duality?
with, right, alternative name.
I do not. Neil does.
I haven't bought it yet, but I do want to try
Yeah.
it eventually.
If you
I-
do
I
buy a
don't
dungeon
know.
key,
It's
it
like
includes the current
$20.
dungeon and the new one.
No, it's not
It's for
20, is
2.
it?
You're
10.
paying for
Well,
two
it's
dungeons. Is what
you
it is.
have to buy you can't
Oh,
just
you have
buy
to get
that
both
one though.
dungeons.
you
It
have to
works like the
buy-
season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
But if you buy it, dungeon key, it unlocks the both dungeons. So the current one that's out now, duality, and then
And
not
then
next
the one
season,
that's
season
coming
after.
out next season. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there's like 2 dungeons for Witch Queen.
But duality has this linear, which is the best DPS in the game.
Wow.
It's,
I mean, I
it's
can
a new-
tell
it's
that
a
they're
new
putting
linear
a
as well,
lot
it's
of
like a-
resources in the dungeon, so I don't mind buying it. They are definitely not throwaway activities.
The
Slightest.
linear they
Wow, I
introduced
just
is
think
a
back to
3
the
burst.
last.
Say that
I think
again.
back to the last.
The new linear is a 3 burst, so it fires three shots from one shot. If that makes sense.
The
So
exotic.
you fire one shot. No, the linear is legendary. This is why it's
Oh.
you want to get firing line on it. It's a 3 burst. You fire one shot and it hits 3 times.
What type of
So you could do
weapon is
about-
it?
It's a legendary linear.
linear fusion and the
linear
heavy
fusion
fly.
rifle?
Linear fusion.
Linear fusion. It's called Storm Chaser.
Oh, I saw Equagan talking about getting a god roll on that piece of crap.
Storm.
You
Chaser.
want rapid hit firing line, or if you solo rapid hit Vorpal. Actually, no. I think it's Frenzy, isn't it? Clown Cartridge Frenzy is better than Vorpal.
Mm.
Mm.
But the gun's absolutely correct. You can get 120k in one shot, and then you've got like say 5 more shots to give it dish out, which shoot 3.
Oh,
Wow.
I mean,
So you're
the
doing
one
mad
reason
DPS.
the one reason I'm hesitant to like buy the dungeon right now is because I only did the last dungeon like twice. I feel. How many clears did we
Well,
get,
whose
Neil?
fault is that?
2?
You can't blame Bungie.
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm
also,
just saying
nobody's telling you to buy it right now. You can buy it whenever you want to play it.
Right. I was going to say, I mean, that knowing that the last dungeon I only did it twice, would I spend $10 on something that I'm only going to do twice? I don't know. Plus, there's plenty of other stuff to do.
The last dungeon, the only thing that had included was a Galahorn. All the other weapons were trash.
Right.
Well, that's
But
not
this one
selling it
seemed
to
to
her,
have-
Richard.
No, I'm
No,
not about
no,
class
he's
game. I'm
saying
on about
this
the
one
loot.
has
for
good
other
weapons.
reasons than the loot.
Right.
It's the loot for me.
Yeah. Loot. Give me that
There's like,
loot.
I think it's with the new one, it's like kind of lore wise. You go inside Callus's mind type shit, something like that. It's the first Cabal dungeon.
Has anybody played the new and improved Iron Banner?
It sucked. I hated it.
God, it was
Hated
terrible.
it.
It cannot be overstated how terrible.
Yeah,
You know that I try to find the silver
Oh
lining
my
on Bungie's
gosh.
dev
This is
team.
coming from
It's
Romancegirl.
This time it was
Wow.
not. There is nothing defensible about this mode.
No, at
It
this
was
point,
the worst experience
Terrible.
I've ever had in a
Right.
Destiny game. I mean, besides the fact that I was laughing most of the time because of how insane
Ridiculous it was.
what was happening to me.
yeah, the systems in place that make Rift what it is now make it just aggressively unfun. It's
And the maps they give you as well. It only had like, I think 3 maps total. They were all rubbish.
Yeah.
Well,
It was-
here's
it
the
was
thing.
Man, that's such a
unsalvageable
shame. I
bad.
have such
I
great
know
memories.
it's like I had great memories of
I
of
loved
it
Rift.
from D1, so now you have to
Yeah.
go into more detail
It might
on
make
why
some
it's
changes
crap.
when it comes back.
Revives are available, and that was a 10-second timer. So if your teammate didn't revive you, that's 10 seconds down. And then by the time you would revive just as the rift was getting smashed into your base every single
Oh
time,
boy.
almost without fail. That's just how it happened.
Basically, it's designed for like groups. Like
Why did they do that
fighting.
instead of just allowing you to revive?
I don't know. They thought
I mean-
it'd be fun teamwork. I don't know. Well, the thing
That's
is
not
that
the way
Fun teamwork.
I don't even
works,
blame my
though.
teammates. I try to revive my teammates. What happens? They just got killed. What will happen if I try to revive them? I usually
You're
will
gonna
get
get
killed
killed.
too. It's now if
Right.
it was a 2v2, it's now a 2v1 situation because my teammate just died. So like it just didn't work out. There was no way for me to. I felt like I couldn't there were some, I think Aztecross said when he built into reviving and he played with a team, he found like sometimes he was having fun.
Right.
Right?
Said do freelance.
Freelanced too. We weren't in freelance
Right.
the whole time. But man, I wouldn't even try to fix it. I would just honestly like sink the cost and throw it away. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
I mean, it was bad enough. I mean, I still went for the Iron Lord title. I did get the Iron Lord title, so to Pelham,
Wow.
but it was a shit show.
Oh my god.
You
Well,
thought
That is
I'm calling it. It was bad. This is like literally makes you like pray for an I'm calling it game.
I
You
was
want
literally
them to
saying
call
that.
it.
I was like,
you wish
I
you would
want to. I'm
call it.
calling it now.
Oh
Yeah,
my
like, can we
gosh.
just
Call it.
call it now?
Just end it.
Holy cow.
Almost every game I played too was like, because it goes in rounds as well. So that's also what contributed to it. Like it didn't feel like a smooth Rift game because it was more like a trials. Like, okay, round 1, they dunk your Rift, and then almost always whoever was the first to dunk like won the game 5-0.
It sounds
I
like
was
there
dunking all
wasn't
the
much
time.
in-house
Just got a chance.
testing.
Pelham said they
That's
should
what I
put the
was
game mode
wondering
where
is
they found
like,
it back in Destiny 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. Because I imagined it went differently in interior, but then not like they would want to release this terrible. But
Oh, it's such
I don't
a
know what
shame.
happened.
It's such a shame because
Yeah.
Iron Banner's like the last Crucible mode that I really like, and I have
It's
great
not permanent.
memories of
but
Rift.
Yeah, Rift. It's just for this season. It's just for
Yeah.
this season.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
but
going
there's
back
only
to
2
public
Iron
now.
Banners per season now as well.
that sucks.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
why I got the
really?
Iron.
It's
that
not
Iron Lord
once a
title
month?
straight away.
No,
Wow.
They're not doing it once a month anymore?
no, they said twice a season.
Huh.
And power doesn't matter anymore either.
That was even worse. I wished it was power advantage.
Yeah, me too. It's just like now anyone can throw on any old
That's kind of
weapon.
become the identity of Iron Banner. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a strange rework. I am not
Yeah.
sure where they're going with it. We'll see.
We'll see.
I think the
Yeah, we're
identity of Iron
gonna-
Banner went out the window when they kept bringing back old weapons and armor.
Well, we know you're loot motivated. I don't mind that as much. It's
Yeah.
more just like the gameplay. I
Yeah.
would want to be a lot funner. And I like control. So it's a little sad when they they switched my favorite game type, which is control.
I mean, everyone knows my
Right.
opinion on Crucible in general, so
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of the Crucible,
Well,
has
and we've
anybody
talked
been
about
in?
that before. It's just like, I would like to be able to go in and play, but it's just like not.
You don't have the
I
skill.
can't go in. I can't go in and have a casual fun experience because I'm
I
not.
mean, I prefer
skilled enough.
Crucible over Gambit any day, but Iron Banner Rift, I would rather do Gambit.
Sure.
Okay.
That is, yeah.
That's a nice segue.
I agree.
How's Gambit? What's the state of Gambit these days? Because I read in some of the TWABs they were doing some Gambit Lab stuff, and I
haven't
guess I'm
played
asking, is
Gambit.
Gambit more fun now?
It takes longer to do the Primeval, but yeah,
Okay.
it's okay.
Well, we did a
I'm
little
not
bit
sure.
of
I
that.
haven't played Gambit
They had
recently.
made that.
No,
had
they
made
did some
that
stuff
change
since
for Witch Queen.
Salliebug. They've done some
I only do it
stuff.
for the seasonal challenges. Apart from the
Yeah.
ornament for the weapon, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not resetting
Yeah.
twice.
That's very grindy.
What is it?
Those
What is
ornaments
the seasonal
are very
weapon?
grindy.
By the way, what is the
a
seasonal
machine gun.
weapon? It's a machine gun.
It's a machine gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it any good?
I haven't tried it out myself personally. Yeah, I'm not really a machine gun guy.
Okay. Yeah,
Adam says it's decent.
it's decent.
It does have osmosis, so I mean, because it's stasis itself has osmosis, so that could work.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We talked
Yeah, it could've
about the
been a lot
vault
worse. Could've been a
space
sidearm.
increase. Oh, the other big change, and I was surprised that this happened. The Scorn crossbow damage increased 300%. Crazy.
That makes sense for the Scorn Lost Sector I was doing the other day.
That makes sense for when the Grandmasters come.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm waiting for.
The other thing that occurred while we were on... Well, actually, I think this happened before we went on break, Salliebug. We took a break from
What's that?
Destiny in early April. I think there were a bunch of copyright claims, false copyright claims against
That did happen before we took our last-
big
That's-
streamers, who are streaming Destiny's content. And what's happened since is Bungie has found the perpetrator and is suing them for like $7.5 million lawsuit going on right now
Good.
against an individual who.
Well, that's what they.
Yeah.
That's what they get.
But
I don't know
there's a
why
great-
they.
If
decided
anybody's
to do
interested in
that.
that sort of thing, I mean, I'm interested in it because I've been using OST music beds for the lore sections on this podcast occasionally. And now I'm not going to do that anymore after I watched the Hogue Law, looked at the lawsuit, went through some of the line items on the lawsuit and talked about
They released an article of what's fair use. That was going around the same time. So they had to release an article basically expanding on their rules of what's fair use for content creators to use.
I read that, and it's still a little vague, and it's kind of hard to determine which music is fair game and which is not, because they legit took down some of the music sites that I was using as a source for the Destiny Soundcheck, and they copyright strike a few of those sites, a few of those content creators who were doing archival work, and some of them, I think some of them were lifting the music from the game itself, like trying to do painstaking work to extract the music without sound effects and other things going on. in game. And then other people, I think, were ripping it from the hard copy of the game. Were like ripping the sound files, and I think that was getting them upset. And so I think the rule for music, my understanding from that website you were talking about, Romancegirl, is you can only use it if it's been released, unreleased stuff.
I was referring to the 20% rule. We will generally not request takedown if at least 20% of the content within the video has been created by the player. So that means like people who use it for their, I think like some lore videos and whatnot use their music, but that's okay because.
Now I noticed Mylan does not use Destiny
But he
music.
hasn't.
Neither does Bife. They use like Creative Commons stuff or copyright.
Right. But I feel like they never have. Like that's just
they
kind
never
of been,
have.
It's not like
probably
they
just to
haven't
avoid
like changed
any
their
situation, right? But anyway, it's really interesting. If you're interested in it, Hogue Law did a really comprehensive breakdown.
Virtual legality.
Yeah, virtual legalities.
I think that's the official name
I'll
of
link
his
to
page.
it in the description.
Virtual legality.
Anyway. So we scratched a little bit of the surface of Solar 3.0. It sounds like Richard's enjoying it. I have not really done a dive into it to do a loadout.
Experience with it, except to know that I missed Void.
Yeah, you miss Void, but keep in mind you spec'd into Void. You have not spec'd into 3.0 yet. So
that's true.
Yeah,
I haven't.
With the Solar, there's an artifact mods. It's like healing. So the whole healing process is awesome.
I definitely put that one on. Anytime there's something that's healing of related, I'll put it on. But I haven't really
20% less Guardian Downs. All right. Well, what's next?
Anyone else have spec into it? Stego, what do you think of
Solar
3.0?
I've tried it. I've never really liked. I do not like Gunslinger and Blade Barrage. I only put on if I have to use Solar subclass.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do Blade Barrage.
Blade Barrage. I think Blade Barrage with the Star Eater scales is the highest DPS in the game. Super.
I don't have that.
Star Eater scales, huh?
I don't have that exotic. Yeah. I'm just now, literally this week, started trying Legend Lost Sectors because I've been using. I don't like playing solo. I'm a little annoyed that that's the only way to get exotics now is to be a solo player.
Oh,
I wish there were more options.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
You also have to be
I was talking about back in the day, Destiny 1, when you got a guaranteed exotic for doing the Nightfall, was a huge motivator for us to get together as a clan or fire team and run Nightfalls and make sure people got through their weekly exotic.
Right.
In Destiny 1, it'd be cool if they did that again. And then you could get them through, if you're a solo player, you can get them through the Lost Sectors. And then if you're a fire team player, you can do the Nightfall.
And I think I've talked about this before, but I think the thing that deters me the most is that it's not even guaranteed. It's like, do it.
I don't mind that as much because they actually are very short, those Lost Sectors.
Yeah, I think it took me one time to get an exotic, like 17 clears of that Lost Sector.
Yeah, there is the RNG nature, but I've accepted that that's part of the game. So that doesn't bother me as much as the fact that if I'm going to grind like that, I want to be playing with friends. Like, I don't want to be by myself grinding.
Yeah, because at least that way it's like, oh, that didn't work. Let's do it again. And you're just chatting and having fun. And
exactly. Though I
talking about strategies and what worked, what didn't work. I guess dungeons have kind of taken that place of that, right? They've put dungeons.
But that's not like the source to get the new exotics. The only way to get new exotics is Lost Sectors.
The new armor pieces, yep.
So
I've always hated that. I didn't like that.
I'm fine with it being a source. I just don't know why it's the only source when all they go on about is Destiny is better with friends. We make Destiny to be a place to come hang out with your friends.
Yeah, well, prove it.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Before you can engage in any of the content that requires a fire team, be sure to grind solo. It's like, what?
Oh, also,
Did they eventually? They should release that armor into like the regular pool after a certain amount of time.
Again, if they did it to, I don't have any reason to do Nightfalls right now. If they made it a Nightfall drop, I would actually maybe do Nightfalls.
I would too.
Right. Yeah, me too. Well, and I would actually be motivated to do the to try to level up quicker, like actually
Exactly. Yeah.
spend more
Just
time rather
Sally,
than
is
just
it's
getting on and
something for your thoughts? The new
what's
sword
that?
from the new exotic sword from the dungeon, Duality.
Yeah.
When it's fully charged and you hit it with the right trigger attack, the heavy attack, it puts you in Viz,
Mm.
ooh.
There
and
goes $20
it
out of your wallet,
it weakens the
Salliebug.
boss. It's kind of like mini Nova bombs come off it and like kill most of the ads around you. But if it's a boss, it weakens it for everyone.
That sounds right up your alley. Invisibility
That's
And if
sword.
totally a Salliebug sword.
if the catalyst for it, you can sprint faster while in Viz. So
Oh my gosh, that's what you need, Salliebug. You
I want the
need
ninja
it.
sword.
I want it.
Mhm.
Is Duality fun, Richard? Overall, I mean,
yeah, I enjoyed it. I
Well,
mean,
he's
Nicholas,
got like
Nicholas has
75
been doing.
clears, so I'm gonna say yes.
yeah, but he'll
I
do
still don't
anything
have
for
the
some
role I
loot.
wanted after that many runs. Because they got an SMG, they got a stasis pulse, they got a grenade launcher which can roll with chill clip and blinding, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well,
What else they got? Obviously linear. There's some machine guns void. Like they keep bringing out void submachine guns. I don't know why.
they like that.
Yeah, they do.
Some reason.
Missed opportunity. It could have been Solar 3.0. You know, missed it.
That would have been nice. We don't need 4 good void SMGs. Shiora,
But like the
funnel web.
mechanic wise, the dungeon's pretty
Right.
great.
I mean, I do. Right. Yeah.
It should be the
They
season
seem to
of
like
fire.
to. They seem to like to attack. Yeah. Why didn't they make it solar?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this and many more questions will be answered after tonight's podcast in a special congressional hearing committee meeting thing. So we started, many of you may not remember this. Oh, what's that, Richard?
Did take. Oh, I think it was me and Pelham took Seraphmore for dungeon, the new one.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so if I wanted to do it, and I asked him what he wanted to do in there, and he chose the well, not the easier options. So I was like, okay. He chose some of the ones that were annoying. So
Well, of course, he didn't know any better.
I let him
Dragging
pick.
on the podcast.
You should have guided him a little more.
Oh no, I told him how everything worked and everything, and he chose to do the harder stuff. So I was like, fair enough.
Was he able to do it?
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Cool. Yeah. He seems
Yeah,
like
he's
a
a
pretty
pretty good
solid
player.
player,
I think he got
actually.
the linear first try. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I have to touch base with him.
Hmm.
He's my Elden Ring buddy in the clan. So, wow. Okay, thanks for keeping the clan going, by the way, Richard, while we were gone. You guys are pretty much the clan, heads of the clan these days, or leaders, I should say. We started a new little segment on episode 51. It was its inaugural segment, and it's a beginner's segment. So let's go ahead and knock the second one of those out and see how people react viscerally to it. Let me cue something. I don't have a sound cue for it though. That's one of the problems here.
Oh,
But-
well. Time to trash it.
Hey, the Paracasual Destiny podcast presents Kindergarten Corner. Tips and tricks for beginners and veterans who are beginners at heart. And I'm thinking of Daniel when I say that. Um, so on this kindergarten corner, I thought the last one we talked about just using some tools. And Richard mentioned some of the stuff he uses on his phone. We use the Destiny companion app. You can buy bounties while you're in orbit without even going to the tower or anywhere or to any of the NPCs. You know, we use DIM extensively, at least I do. And I know Salliebug likes DIM as well. Speaking of DIM,
I'm
I've
on
got to
DIM
sort
right
my
now.
vault out. The 600. I'm almost pushing 600 just already.
Mine's mostly deep sight weapons. Like because I've got max neutral element, I just store them in there for when I feel like doing them.
You
Right.
just gotta spend it.
So this is hard. It's actually like for me to talk to like one of my students at school who wants to get into Destiny or something. I don't know where to send them. But I did discover that Bungie has updated their new player guide, and I went and checked that out a little bit, and it's really not that bad. But it's still very difficult for somebody who's been playing the game this long. It's really difficult for me to put myself in the beginner's shoes. Like things like just the controller. Like, what do you do? Do you use Puppeteer? Do you reassign buttons to your controller? Getting familiar with all the controller buttons and experimenting with, or if you're playing keyboard, you know, figuring that whole thing out is monumental in and of itself. Especially if you're unfamiliar with FPS games, even more of a hill to climb. And then you're presented as a beginner with the choice of which class. So I wanted to ask you guys, if your friend who's never played Destiny asks, which class should I play? What do you tell them as a
Doesn't matter, they
beginner?
won't listen anyway.
Stego?
Well, what are the characteristics of each one, right?
Well,
I would probably ask them.
what their
I would
horoscope
say,
sign
do you
is?
want to be a bounty hunter, a stormtrooper, or
A Jedi.
a Jedi?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's exactly what I would say.
Wow. There you go. Star Wars mythology takes care of,
Yeah.
basically sums
friends
up the
probably wouldn't
Destiny
listen anyway.
classes.
I guarantee they'd pick Hunter straight off the bat because it's like more popular.
I would also point out that hunters are the most popular class, followed by Titans and then Warlocks. And
I was gonna say everyone seems to hate Titans. Don't know what it is. No one likes them.
well, I think Warlocks are just a
I
little
think warlocks are
more
hated
niche.
as well as, aren't they? Or they used to be. Who knows with the kids
Look,
these
there's
days?
some friendly rivalry between all three classes.
Yeah. Well, my advice
But
would be is
ultimately, I
do
would
one of
say,
each.
look, I would ask them to just look at the overall vibe of each character and just go with their gut.
Or if you're trying to get people to Destiny, just say, which class would you want to pick? Depends. Do you want a leader or not? Because if you don't want one, go Hunters.
Wow.
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 Okay.
You'll have one soon, though.
All right.
I'm not spoiling
Throwing
nothing.
some shade.
Yeah. I guess there's a reason why Richard's not a school teacher, huh?
Oh, trust me, that I won't
He
be able
wouldn't
to
have any
handle it.
patience.
Yep.
um,
When it
So-
comes to Destiny, I have patience to a certain degree. Depends on who I'm with. If it's Drome, no patience. But you guys, all the patience in the world.
You have a lot of patience with me. I can speak from personal experience.
yeah, no, I kid for sure when I say that. All of you guys have like infinite patience with us, taking us
Yeah,
through.
just put us into you put Salliebug at any kind of jumping situation.
Oh my gosh.
He's got the most patience in the world.
golden.
What came to mind was the catalyst for Outbreak Perfected.
Right.
Oh
the
my
fact
God.
that you attempted to
Yep.
do that with me shows that you have a lot
Yeah,
of patience.
that's true. True that.
I actually never finished that on that level.
I didn't either. Daniel
Like
did it for me. It's the one thing he's done on my well, beside I think he's done a Lost Sector
That's
as
against
well.
the terms of
Yeah, I got
service.
your Mask of Basque.
No, I
mean,
think
Him, though.
I think the reason I got it was because I just spent the whole time trying to jump and not get there, and
they were able to
Sooltime-
two
Yep,
person it.
they two-manded
Yeah.
the boss. Yep.
Yeah, the F-bombs per minute were at a maximum rate.
Oh my
I
god.
hated that jumping so much.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I did not like it.
Nope. It was the worst.
So the player's guide starts off with basics like choosing your class and how to deploy your ghost, how to show the game status. They show all the different parts of the sort of the HUD and the director and the menu, the game status, all that stuff. You know,
What did you guys
walk-
think of the layout actually this season?
What's
You
that?
know, the whole season.
The
and
what?
stuff? The layout.
The new layout.
You know,
Oh yeah, the
changes?
UI. It is nicer.
Yeah.
I like the settings is a lot nicer.
Took me a while to adjust. I was like, season's this way. No, it's not.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think it's better because when you turn in a quest, you want to also you get XP and you turn it, and I mean your bounties. So you want to just jump right over to the seasonal and pick up your seasonal rewards. So I think it works out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then of
Subtle
course,
but effective.
if you recall, like I mean, you can still do the new light thing, and go through that early Cosmodrome.
With Shahan.
With Shahan, he's the first NPC after you
And
get.
when you say they were doing something with that, like I think it was in Lightfall or Final Shape, where
Really?
it doesn't matter if you're new or returning, there's going to be a thing to help people still get into the game.
Oh, nice. So they're thinking about this stuff, which is good. And I remember speaking. I remember when I first started playing Destiny seriously. I played the beta over the summer, and then I didn't hop in until Dark Below. And I remember Patrick, Patrick was playing at our house, and he was teaching me how important the bounties were because I kind of disregarded them. And he was like, "Oh no, you got to do the bounties. It's the only way you can level up." And it's still the core of the game are those bounties to get the XP. And I think.
Well, and the seasonal activities. No. What do they call? Yeah, the
Seasonal challenge.
Seasonal challenges, yeah.
No.
And
No,
the core activities. That's it. Like the Vanguard, the crew,
Playlists.
doing your three
She's talking
games of the playlist.
Yeah, I think that I would
Right.
talk about bounties first and show how bounties work and the NPCs where you get them from, and learn how to manage those. And then the next step, probably maybe next episode, we would give tips about getting to the playlists. Would be next, the weekly pinnacle and power gear that you're gonna get, and how leveling up works, right?
I do hope they do a leveling up 3.0 soon.
Yeah, me too.
It is convoluted. I think that the new players could use a little assistance on that.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think there's anywhere in the game that tells you what the soft cap versus hard cap is.
I think that should be in the game for sure.
Yeah, they should tell you these numbers, what you're trying to achieve, and what, you know what I mean?
Right.
They could be a little
Yeah.
more explicit.
I
We got
noticed.
Drone back in the game because he's got an Xbox and he thinks Pinnacles before Power Wars. I'm like, no, Powerful's first.
And I think the
Yeah.
other thing that I feel like needs to be known better is like the availability of the materials that you need, right? Because it's just like, oh, you just infuse this blue thing into a piece of gear every time it levels up a little bit, and then the next thing you know, you're completely out of like all the resources that you need.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I don't enjoy. That's why I just wear blues
That's gonna
throughout
run
the
out.
beginning of the leveling up process, and I
Right.
don't necessarily
Right.
like doing that. It's just I'm
Right.
not gonna go through all my
It's the way to
upgrade
do it,
And-
though.
modules.
But it's the and we've talked about this before, the slot leveling, right? I just wish they had like slot leveling
Yes.
instead of having to
Yeah.
do individual. Especially, look, you just expanded the vault to 600, meaning that you could have up to 600 pieces of gear, and you would need to infuse every single one. If you
I was
viably
thinking about that
wanted
today
to
with my old
use every
weapons. I was
single
like,
one of
there's no
those
way I can
pieces,
infuse all of them.
right? The resources are limited, and that's for you and I who've been playing this game since the beginning of its inception. So if we're limited, I can't even imagine someone who's new to the game, like how many like legendary
Yeah, it's
shards
a
they
problem when
have.
you're that new too and you don't have any legendary shards.
Right, the legendary
You can't
shards
just
alone.
circumvent some of these things. You have to do a lot of grinding.
That also goes with the mods as well, because like certain builds require mods, like certain mods, and if you didn't get them at that time,
Right.
Yeah.
and
No, I've run into
Right.
and
that.
that's another one that's like Ada
Yeah.
is secretly hiding them, and you have to be a
And they need to.
seasoned player to know that.
I hope they continue to streamline currencies like they did with the weapons crafting, because Bungie has something called currency-itis. It's just they go currency. They
I understand why
I like it.
they like doing new currencies for each season, because then they don't have to make a new like they don't have to worry about balancing the economy. They can balance it separately. They don't. You know what I mean?
agree. I think you're right.
But beyond that, I agree. Like
There's just too much. Like
there's too much.
the prime
But
example.
if you look, whenever I look at my inventory, I'm just like, wow.
I know, me too.
What's that for now?
Yeah.
But
I actually got something today, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what to use this for. I have no idea.
No, I know the opulent keys that dropped. I didn't know you could only hold one at a
Right.
time for one. And so you're supposed to use them, but it's like hard for me to find them in my inventory because my inventory is full.
right, yeah.
And no, I got something else that's similar to an opulent key. It opens a chest of some sort, and I'm like, okay, what do I do with this thing?
also you probably didn't know that after you do the nightmare activity on Leviathan, there's 2 doors are going to open up somewhere that are going to have 2 chests behind it.
Yes.
Probably gonna tell you that.
Daniel
We
figured
did
that out.
figure that out.
But I always
Yeah.
forget.
Sooltime figured that out.
Yeah, because there's a seasonal challenge. I want you to get chests on Leviathan. I think it's like 100.
I
I'm
was
on,
trying to
like,
farm
46%.
chests, and it was going so
Oh my
slow
gosh, that's
for
gonna
that
take.
challenge.
That's grindy. Woo.
Yeah, I still haven't done it. I'm on like 46%.
Yeah.
And he's been playing.
Yeah.
Compared to
No,
us.
I did the one where the egregore, collecting the egregore first, and I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Just put on an item finder and just keep collecting. And I finished it in no
Yep.
time. And I'm like, maybe the chests will be the same way. No, they're not the same way.
Nope.
You have to do the activity.
Yeah, because it's
Also,
not
behind
just
one of the doors, there's
it's
one of
not
those,
just the regular
palace
chest, right?
goblets.
It has to
Well,
be
no, it is the regular chest, but they don't really spawn that much.
They don't spawn that much. Yeah, okay.
The other ones spawn in because there's different parts of the Leviathan you can go to outside of the containment place. They spawn if you kill nightmares, I think. But I don't think they spawn on their own, or if they do, it's very irregularly. Because I had a chest finder on, and I was spending a lot of time looking for chests.
Well, Richard already alluded to some of his Solar 3.0 loadouts that he has been enjoying. So let's do Paracasual loadouts here. It's time for Paracasual loadouts. Paracasual loadouts. What have you been doing, Greenstego?
Messing around with Solar 3.0.
Nice.
I started with a Scorch and Ignition focused build with my fragments. Now I'm actually trying to focus more on Restoration and keeping that buff procced and extended.
Interesting.
As far as my weapons, I was using Arbalest for my exotic grinding of legendary lost sectors. Arbalest is still king.
Is it? Because that's what I was always using. Some of us have been out of the game for a while, and I wanted to ask you more about your Scorch focus and Restoration. Could you briefly describe what both of those things are?
With the new Solar 3.0 build,
Right.
there's, well, just like with Void, there's like debuffs for enemies and there's buffs for guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are you
debuffs-
making him like this is your trick? You're tricking him into doing his mod
It's a
academy.
mini mod
I'm
academy.
taking notes.
Mini mod academy. I need
No,
a
I just wanted to
Stego
know what
mod
Scorch
academy so bad.
What is Scorch and what is he was explaining it?
Yeah, go
Solar.
ahead.
All right, so the solar debuffs, there's two.
Right.
The first one is Scorch, which is
Okay.
just like a burn over time,
Right.
and you
That's
can
what I thought.
apply more and more.
I think solar
stacks
should
of-
have that built in, if I'm honest. Scorch thing.
You don't like
Yeah.
it?
I like it. I just think it should be built into solar weapons. Not like a mod, but like built in. Solar
Oh, just
stuff.
inherent. Interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Just like if you have Arc, it has like a bit of a chain.
Even if there was a
kinda like
mod
wrist
that just
runners, I think.
turned your solar weapons into scorch stacks.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so
Okay.
scorch is a debuff.
Gotcha. Gotcha
and
on the
it's-
Scorch.
You need 40 stacks, is it?
You need 100
Oh,
stacks
100 stacks.
to cause an ignition, which is an explosion.
Oh, okay. That's now all right. Makes sense now. Because I was watching some that happened to me a couple times. All right.
Mhm.
And the
There are
restoration.
other
Accident.
things that you can do, like there are mods and stuff where you can say like a solar precision final blow grants an ignition.
Yeah,
or something like
scorch, ignite, and restore are the 3 keywords you want to know.
Okay.
There's also cure on the buff for which is a health bump, and then restoration is a timed buff that you have where you're constantly just healing your health.
Okay.
And then there's a new buff, a third new buff called Radiant, which gives you a damage buff.
And that's on the Guardian yourself. You become radiant, and then so
Yes,
you do
you
more
become
damage.
radiant.
Ooh.
So if there's a new Hunter dodge ability, acrobatic dodge, which makes you and nearby allies radiant.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Neat.
It's very crazy, and it's very crazy, and it's very cool, and I'm liking it.
Solar damage only, doesn't it? Radiant, solar damage only, I think.
It adds
Yeah.
solar damage.
It would make sense if it's solar only. Works with solar
That's right.
only. Radiant.
Whip out Xeno or 1K.
Oof, that would
Mm.
Gallahorn.
I mean, yeah. But anyway, there are like fragments that you can get to augment those abilities further. Like there's one where you apply more scorch stacks, and that was like my favorite one going into it. But now I'm looking at how I can keep restoration on my Titan at all times.
Cool.
Just stay alive. Because there's
Yeah.
also a new thing which I've got 100 resilience, another sandbox change.
Resilience is the thing you need.
Yeah, you need resilience these days. If you have 100 resilience, then it gives you 40% damage resistance in PvE.
Mm.
That's significant.
That is significant,
Holy cow.
and it controls your flinch.
Oh.
So they put a lot more into resilience now. So if you can get max resilience,
I plan
Sweet.
on doing a like focusing on some armor from the Crown of Sorrow. The focus armor on that's has been pretty great lately. So
Are you
put your
building a
mod
set,
in your ghost.
Richard? Are you building a set?
I'm
for
going
me?
to-
Doing high resilience.
I'm going to be trying to build it in like for a hunter, mobility, resilience, and probably discipline.
You still use your ghost to do that?
Oh yeah. Helps a lot.
Try explaining that to a new player.
Yeah, really. Romance Girl, what are you building into or using these days?
Well, as mentioned, we were grinding some Legend Lost sectors because I'm missing a lot of the new exotics. Most Lost sectors have unstoppable champions, so I've been using my Glaive, the Enigma, with the unstoppable mod.
I think there's a mod on the
Um,
artifact that when you stun, like you can put it on your class item. When you stun a champion, like a mini explosion can happen, so it does extra damage.
Ooh,
I'll look into that. I reshaped my Enigma and gave it enhanced Grave Robber and an enhanced Rampage. And then I paired that with the Echo of Leeching fragment on my Void subclass, so melees heal me. So basically, I can go in with my Glaive and just start like hyper meleeing all the enemies, and I'm healing with every melee,
Holy shit.
which is fun.
When did you become a Destiny 2 player?
Just this week.
That's amazing.
I'm also obsessed with Grand Overture, the seasonal exotic from last season. It's a what is it listed as, Dan? What type of weapon is this? It's a machine gun.
It's a machine
It's
gun.
a machine gun that shoots like a fusion rifle.
Yeah, we did the lore on that last episode.
Yes, it's just I think I've already mentioned that I love it, but I actually went back and finished the catalyst for it.
Nice.
And I used it as my heavy for the Lost sectors because like I wanted something that was long range but could take out champions, and it did a great job. I'm just really pleased with it.
Cool.
Oh, and the best part of it though, I mean it's probably not like the best DPS weapon out there, but the best part of it is the ammo situation because it has a magazine of 20. And so for a heavy weapon, that's like phenomenal.
That is pretty good.
And it takes like maybe 3 shots, 2 or 3 shots for a champion. Like that's economical.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
He knows a lot about this season as well. It's not Celebrity Fire anymore.
Yeah, Stego, you were using that.
I was actually using that earlier today. Yeah.
If I don't have to wear Arbalest for anti-barrier at a distance, plus shield match game shenanigans.
What is the
Xenophages.
anti-barrier? What is the anti-barrier
Pulse
weapon
rifle.
this season?
Pulse rifle.
Pulse.
And they will, once the next hot fix rolls out, which I don't know if it has already, but sidearms will be good again for that.
Yeah, there was a bug with that. You could shoot through dome.
Oh.
Well, I'll be
And
honest.
walls.
I'm hoping by next episode's Paracasual loadouts, I will have something in the way of Solar 3.0. I will
I
be
can send you
looking-
some builds for Solar 3.0 for Walk if you want. That's where I got mine from.
Yeah, I
cheap
might have
stuff.
to consult with you and start trying out some serious. I want to put together a whole armor set and everything with mods and find a good solar build for my warlock. And I'm looking forward to. This might be a good time to plug Greenstego's Mod Academy, which will be coming next episode. But just for now, I've been using all Eidolon armor to get those increased vestiges while I'm leveling up the Crown of Sorrow thingy. And I've been using the weapons that the bounties tell me to use because I've just been mostly knocking out bounties and doing seasonal missions, the containment on the Leviathan and the Sever missions as well. I think Salliebug, we're 2 Sever missions in, so we're like in week 2 of the season right now.
Yep.
So that's where we are.
What do you think of the 7 missions?
I kind of like them. Bit of a pain with the guy who's slicing you, who's invincible. I hate that guy. And I had a lot of those
That was
deathless
where
bounties
I said,
that
I
it just
missed
got
my
wiped
void
clean.
subclass.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that's when you want your invisibility.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you were saying
That's
that, right?
that's what I
Salliebug
can't
was
get
saying
off
that
Void is
today.
I am obsessed with going invisible. I can't. I am. It is my style. That's why I need my glaive that heals me. It is my style to just run in and get into a situation that I shouldn't be in. So I really need my dodge to go invisible.
That's what's great about that exotic
Yeah.
sword. You can go to that situation, do the trigger,
Yes,
invis, boom, as well as do damage.
and then get
Duality,
out of
here we
dodge when
come.
things get rough.
Sounds like we have something we need to do.
Yeah.
I
Sallybug, what's
might end
been
up
your
having to buy
weapon
that.
of choice or loadout of choice in the short
I
time
don't
that you've
have
been
one.
back in the game? You don't have one?
The only thing that I have put on, I put because although Star Eater scale sounds interesting, but I just put on Shards of Galanor because I have a pretty decent roll of that.
I have
Mhm.
Shards of Galanor right now as well. I don't really use
And
Star Eaters.
so I just put on Shards of Galanor and trying out the new Solar. And in terms of weapons, just whatever the gunsmith or the Crown of Sorrow says to do.
Right.
So nothing exciting.
Well, then I'll refer back to Richard. Do you have any other favorite weapons or loadouts you've been using, either with your Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
It's mainly the newest editions, probably that Linear Storm Chaser.
The Storm Chaser, yeah. I
Yeah,
have
it's
to check
arc.
that out. How does that
crazy.
drop?
It's art.
Where do you get that?
You get it
Duality.
from Duality. It can drop in the second or last. Everything
Okay,
drops in the last.
so it's a duality weapon.
Mm.
Nice.
Secondary is normally Summoner Adept or
You've been
what
using that
else?
for a while.
Summoner Adept's new. I've been using Summoner for a while. I've recently got the Adept one.
Oh, okay.
It's out of rotation now. You can't get it anymore.
Right.
It's actually in the flawless pool right now. Okay.
What?
It doesn't go till next season, I think.
Oh,
So it's still
Wow.
available.
I do not have any
Yeah, I've been
summoner.
using that for solar because obviously the Warlock or Hunter build require solar wells to obviously get your dodge back and stuff like that. Because with the Hunter, it requires your dodge to obviously heal, and then when I dodge near an enemy, it's Gambler's dodge, and obviously you do the throwing knife thing to obviously heal as well because you can continues while it's active. Primary is normally Fatebringer. It's out of Deliverance.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at my dim right now to see if I have a summoner. And indeed I do. It's
Ooh.
interesting. I have a summoner
They added
auto
some
rifle.
new trials gear as well. They got a new sidearm, which pretty cracked.
Have you
Fusion
done any trials? Have you
And a
played
monkey helmet.
monkey
and the
helmet?
monkey helmet. Yeah, the baboon.
I want a monkey helmet.
Cute.
Yeah, they got some new trials armor, but no, I haven't really done it.
Yeah.
I think Nicholas went on my account because he went flawless last week, so he went on my account to play with Logan and Pelham or Logan and Jerome, just so they weren't in the flawless matchmaking.
Oh yeah. Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I do have an old summoner in there. It's not adept, but
I've got an old one too.
yeah. Well, we still have to do the sound check. Let's do the sound check. Have you guys ever done a sound check before?
A few
It's
times.
called the Destiny sound check, let me tell you.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Destiny sound check.
This Destiny sound check, we're going to do a little cryptozoology in the Destiny realm. And I ran across this kind of randomly a little while back. And the name of the content creator that I learned about this from is The Phoenix, and I will link to his video in the description of this podcast. And what he did is he recorded some footage of a hidden sea monster that you can hear in the depths of Europa. And the location is like if you visit the Stranger, and you know how the Stranger's near that like hut that has all the collectibles in it and the toilet and whatnot. And
Yes.
if you look at the Stranger and you face the pyramid that you go into in the background where you get some of your stasis wishes come true. If you get on your Sparrow and ride out to the left, I don't know if it's east, west, whatever, but if you ride to the left of that pyramid, you come across a big fissure, and there's like a big ridge, and if you just stand there and listen. Now, let me just call up his YouTube here for a second. He also claims that you can hear ghost children, like children whose lives were lost during the Great Collapse or something. I don't know about that. I didn't look into that aspect because, quite frankly, I couldn't really hear what was.
Destiny becoming a horror now?
Yeah, I couldn't really hear what was going on with that, but I did hear the sea creature, the Europa's own Loch Ness monster from deep within, and I converted the audio from the Phoenix's content and edited it to listen to just the parts where I heard the monster making it sound. So let's give that a listen now. You can listen at home there if you like. Richard, if you're interested, I'll send you the link to my short sound edited, so you don't have to listen for 5 minutes to hear the monster. But here it is. Let's give it a listen here. Yeah, so that's it. That's about 60 seconds that I edited together, just the sounds out of the 5 minute video. And yeah, it's kind of like a squealing sound, and there's also kind of like a humming. Maybe that's what's supposed to be the children or whatever he was talking about. Anyway, there's very debatable lore on this. There is mention of a monster in the deep depths of Europa in a lore piece, but I couldn't find that particular where that was cited. It was just from the comments of the video. But yeah, if anybody knows, let us know if you know any more about the lore that might be going on there. But I encourage everybody to at least try that. Try going over to that ridge, again, just to the left of the pyramid that's near the Stranger on Europa, and see if you can hear the sea monster below. And that wraps up this week's edition of the Destiny Soundcheck. Up next, does anybody know what's up next?
Mod Academy?
Nope. Oh yeah, well next
Non-Destiny.
episode we'll
Next
do Mod
week.
Academy, and then Lore Grimoire after that. But it's non-Destiny media consumption.
Non-Destiny media consumption.
And this is the section where we share what we've been doing outside of Destiny. Of course, I could go on for an hour of some of the other stuff I've gotten into during my Destiny break, such as Elden Ring, and I've just started doing some more Assassin's Creed Valhalla because they've added some more of those challenges, the master challenges that I enjoy doing, and countless other media that's probably not good for my brain. But Greenstego, what have you been up to?
We have recently been watching a couple movies for summer. Just last Eyes, which romp, and also the other day we noticed that Doctor Strange 2: The Multiverse of Madness had been added to Disney Plus's streaming service, and so we watched that, and that was far and away just amazing.
Really?
My favorite
I love Doctor
Marvel
Strange.
movie now.
Yeah, it's our new favorite Marvel movie.
Oh.
It was right up our alley. It was so good.
Okay.
Sam Raimi did not
Sold.
disappoint. He went for it, and we appreciated it.
If you like the Halloween in summer vibes of this season in Destiny 2,
Yes.
then you'll love Doctor Strange 2.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Salliebug, that's
Sounds
on
like
our agenda.
something when I get back.
Yeah, when you get back,
Yep,
we watch Doctor
definitely.
Strange too. And the bad guys, what's that about?
It's a DreamWorks animation,
Okay.
animated feature about a wolf and his gang of bad guys, and they try to become good guys.
Aw.
They do
It's-
heists.
Yeah,
It's-
they're heisters, and it's just a fun caper, and the animation is beautiful. It's like
And they
3D
I'm trying to
animation, but like
imagine.
with like digital painting, lighting, and it was just a fun time.
Yeah, it was just a treat.
Richard, what have you
Sounds
been
fun.
up to?
I went from watching a lot of stuff. I'm watching. It's an old TV show with Nathan Fillion and Castle.
I've heard of that actually.
Yeah, he's basically an author in it, and he goes to be a consultant for the NYPD.
Nathan Fillion. That
Another
is old.
criminal trying to go good.
Wow.
And
Is
then,
that on
I've been-
Netflix? Did you see that on Netflix?
Nah, it's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. Another reason to have Disney Plus.
And then I'm probably going to cancel my Netflix because that shit price is stupid now.
Yeah, a lot of people are kind of
I got Prime Video to watch the Boys to catch up on that.
The Boys.
That's great. Yep, great show. But the newest episode that came out yesterday is not recommended for any audience, apparently. Haven't
What's
watched
that
it yet,
mean?
but the episode's called Herogasm.
Oh,
Okay.
uh-oh.
It says not
The-
suitable for any audience. So I was like, oh shit.
Well, when you watch it, you
That's
might have to put a
funny.
blindfold on Pelham so he doesn't see any of it.
We
Sal-
don't watch The
And,
Boys, but from what I've seen, it made an impact on the internet discourse. That episode specifically.
Wow. Now I'm intrigued.
It's
That's the kind
Yeah.
of
great
press
because,
anybody could
That's-
hope
yeah,
for.
Streisand effect.
Yeah,
main character
Streisand
from
effect,
it
totally.
it's
yeah.
The main character from it's British, so he's going with like what most British people say, like cunt and stuff like that. It's funny as
Mhm.
shit.
Now, is it
The
true,
words it comes out
Richard?
with.
Maybe you can clear this up. That the C
It's,
word
the
is
actor's Carlo.
not. It's really much worse in America in English, American English, than it is in British English. That's what I heard somebody say that.
Oh, if I say it in my house, I'm getting a beating from my mum. She hates that word.
Oh, okay. So I stand corrected.
I was gonna
Maybe
say, I think it depends. I mean, it
I was
probably is
gonna say
more
it's
common.
generational.
I think it's
I'm
just
gonna
more
say it's
common in Britain as
Yeah,
a curse
yeah.
word.
Yeah,
So
I
it's just
hear it. I
become
hear
it's
it
lost some of
definitely
its sting.
coming from.
So,
right.
obviously, the actor from it's Carl Urban, who's the main character from it,
Uh-huh.
and obviously he's British, so. And it's just fucking hilarious. The words he comes out, all he says is half the time is cunt or diabolical. it's just they're the words he uses all the time. And it's just funny. And they've
I
just
didn't. I thought Carl Urban was actually New Zealander. He's a Kiwi.
yeah, he's I'm not sure if he is British, but he puts on a British accent
Oh,
for it.
okay. Yeah. Nice.
Interesting.
I have to
But he
check that
does it
out.
perfectly.
It looks like fun. It looks like good fun. I'm gonna go back to Romancegirl. What have you been into lately?
New
I
edition.
started Owl Boy on the Switch, which is just a fun little platformer. Where you play
Aw.
as an owl boy. It's a pixel art
That's up
too.
your alley.
A little 2D pixel art platformer. It's a lot of fun so far. Very charming.
Nice.
And we've also been finishing up the I think it's season 5 of Better Call Saul.
I would
Mm.
really
And
like. I passed
Yeah,
that
we
the
haven't
other
gotten
night.
back into that.
I
yeah.
need to pick that back
It's
up.
really good. I am just the biggest Bob Odenkirk fan, and
Well, we are
I
definitely.
am so.
Odenkirk
I was
fans.
saying they're now on their final season, which is season 6, and I can't
Mhm.
believe they made Better Call Saul 6 seasons, and it's actually like I think probably more critically acclaimed than Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I'm
Bob
surprised.
Odenkirk
I mean,
is amazing.
it,
So
it
is Michael
is.
McKean.
He does a lot, and yeah,
Michael
there's
McKean's
just
great.
the whole cast really delivers, and what they decided to do with the show itself is just really cool.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to that.
There's something else. Are
yeah,
you writing
it's a
this
good one.
stuff down, Neil?
Yep, that we are. Aren't you on the notes? No,
Uh,
not really.
no, I'm not.
Well, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Well, I've been absolutely obsessed with lawyers on YouTube
LawTube.
called LawTube. So it started with me being like while I was homesick with COVID, getting involved in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. And I was like, well, so I started watching the trial through the eyes of these lawyers. And I was like, oh my God, this is a whole like another world. And so now I'm like subscribed to several of them and just watching them break down like Supreme Court cases or other pop culture cases. And yeah, it's kind of been my latest obsession.
It's a whole other
What did you think of that
sublayer of
case?
YouTube.
That Johnny Depp case. What did you think of that?
Yeah, what's your final verdict, Salliebug?
My final verdict. My final verdict is that justice was served.
Ooh.
Ooh, she went there.
So,
Ouch.
yeah.
So you're
I mean,
calling
I
Amber
just-
Heard a liar? Is that what I'm getting out of this?
That is not what she said.
Amber Heard's Well, yep. Amber Heard's a liar. There's nothing that came out. There was nothing that came out in that
I heard
trial.
that some of the stuff she
was
was saying was actually from a
convinced me
movie she
otherwise.
was in or something.
That was probably
I mean, I
apocryphal.
think that a lot of that was debunked, but yeah, it was just it just wasn't. If it was real, it wasn't very convincing.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
just,
and that's
yeah. And
hard
you
when
know,
you're on a
she would,
when you have the jury system. In Britain, they don't
right.
have the jury system,
Nope,
so
just a
this
judge.
might be
Well, you
news
know,
to our
I mean,
Fringos.
it was hard when she'd say something like, "He held me down and punched me in the face like 20 times," and then she'd show a picture of a beautifully perfect face and a bruise on her arm from where he held her down. I was like,
Yeah,
She
okay,
just didn't have credibility with the jury, it sounds
there were
like.
right,
there were
I don't want
inconsistencies.
to ever go to a
yeah,
court place
definitely
again
inconsistent.
in my life.
I didn't follow it that much, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I once,
definitely some
when I
inconsistencies.
was working one time in retail, I got like a cool thing I had to do. I had to do jury duty, so I had to literally go to court.
So there
Oh,
Be
is
on the jury.
juries in
yeah, they do have
they do have
juries,
juries, but
and
only for special cases, I think.
only
Or
for
right,
yeah.
certain cases.
Huh.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I don't ever want to do
Well,
that again.
Wait, you were on a jury?
Yeah, I had to do it. Like, if you get called up first time, you have to do it. But if you get called up
You
again,
can't get out of it,
Yeah,
is what
if
you're
it's your
saying?
first time, you can't get out of it. No.
Did you have to
Second
wear one
time,
of those
you can.
white wigs?
That's
No.
No, he's not a
offensive.
lawyer. He didn't have to be a lawyer.
That's so
I want a
offensive.
picture of Richard in one of those white wigs.
Nah, there was other people there that got called up for the jury duty thing, and obviously we had to decide whether the person was guilty or not. So.
What type?
Oh,
What type of
wow.
case was it? Without going into like a whole lot of detail, you said you didn't like it, but
Rape?
Ugh.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
can see why you
That's
didn't like it.
awful.
Yeah.
That's horrible. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Anyway. Ugh. And on
The
that
place,
note,
place we went to was nice though. They had like a nice park and stuff. Like it was not
You know,
like
it's funny.
it was like a duck park. They had like ducks out, like fountains and stuff. It was great.
It's funny because Sooltime
But
and
I
I
never
were
want to go there
talking
again.
about it, about being on a jury, and it's like you think about it, and it's like there are so many different I guess it depends on the type of the type of case it is, but I gotta imagine there's like so many people would just get dismissed. Like any frontline worker, like right, if you're a frontline worker, if you're a doctor, or you're a nurse, or you know an EMT, you know any of those,
even
they're
sometimes
gonna
a
get.
teacher
Or a
for like a
teacher, right?
longer
That
case.
came up too.
Yeah.
You're gonna get immediately dismissed. It's like, no, I cannot take 6 weeks off. I teach
So you're
children.
saying
Or
like
I'm a doctor,
you're
right?
basically weeding out all the non-weirdos.
Right.
So you're only gonna have
It's
a
like,
jury of your weirdo peers.
and
Right.
they're not gonna allow lawyers on, and
Mhm.
they probably won't allow psychologists on because they'll be like trying to diagnose while on the stand. Right? It's like, wow, it makes you think of like how many, like what types of people actually do end up getting on juries, you know?
Yeah, especially longer cases. It's interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence about whether the jury system is the best, but justice is a tough.
I think the worst part about
cookie.
my jury duty
Right.
thing
It's
is
like do you
That was the
want
worst.
Pros
just
and
one
cons.
person? Yeah, do you want just one
Yeah.
person like making a decision? You know, it's such a hard, you know,
It's a tough call.
it's definitely
Richard,
a
what were you
tough
saying? The
call.
worst part of jury duty?
Deciding if they're guilty or not. Like, because obviously there was a group of us and we had to decide whether they were guilty or not.
Yeah.
How long did it take for
Yeah.
you guys to decide? Do you remember?
I think I think we were there for like a whole week. I had to go there every day for a week.
Oh my gosh, that's a long
Wow.
deliberation.
I had to get like the bus then, so
Mm.
because it wasn't close to me whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like you're making a decision about somebody's life, like more than one, and it's usually
I
more
think I
than
got
one
paid for it
person.
though. So.
Yeah. You
Get a stipend.
sure?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
get
you
a
get
small stipend.
yeah, you
Right.
get compensated, but I don't know.
Does anybody, before we sign off tonight, because I'm starting to fade a little bit here, and I'm sure it's like 3 a.m. over at Richard's house. Let's see, 10. 11.
He's just getting going.
Yeah, it's almost 3 a.m. So we gotta break it up here. But I did want to put out, does anybody have any ideas for a title of this episode?
Oh, maybe welcome back.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was thinking.
Or catching
that's
up.
totally, nope, welcome back is it, because that's what I was thinking. And she said it. Oh my God,
Perfect.
Cassia, we're on the same wavelength. All right, so welcome back. Yeah, that's it. I think it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's good to be back. I think I like the streamlined slides. A little easier for me to handle going forward.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still
we are.
live. I'm gonna do the outro now. Are you ready for the outro?
Mine's just flipped.
I'm ready.
Richard, are you
We're
ready for
ready.
the outro?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like he's ready to go. He's
Just want to say goodbye.
It's time to brush our teeth and go to bed. Okay, so thanks everybody for showing up to this. I really appreciate it. You can join us live on YouTube. Hopefully, again, every other Saturday, generally speaking, at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern. That is 7 p.m. Texas time. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 a.m. UK side. So nobody in the UK is listening to us except for Richard, who's with us. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, please. Paracasual Destiny Podcast. Until next time, it's goodbye from all of us here in the U.S., Texas, South Carolina, Maine, and the best part of the UK, which is the West Midlands, right? So keep looking up, everyone.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the best part of the UK.
What? No.
I haven't been anywhere
Manchester.
else apart from I've never been there.
Okay, I am going to stop this stream before it gets out of hand.